What's up guys? So today I'll be unboxing and reviewing what I think will be a cool new Amazon device for my home automation ecosystem. Now I did pre-order this a little while ago and it's finally arrived. It's the all-new Echo Show 15 from Amazon. Now to be completely honest, I don't know how good this device is, but I do know that I am excited to add it to my already existing ecosystem. So stay tuned and we'll check this thing out. So for those of you that aren't familiar with this is this year's upgrade to the Echo Show line of products. And what's different about this year's device is that not only is it a bigger screen, but it also gives you the ability to wall mount it and do a lot more things, which we'll check out in this video. So let's start by unboxing this to see what we get. Okay, so I gotta be completely honest, this box is crazy heavy. So that means there's a lot of hardware built into this device itself, just to make it that heavy. I like the way that the box is simple and it's got the picture of the actual device on it itself. And as you can see on the back, it's got an example of the picture frame mounted on the wall. And what I guess it bothers me a little bit is that there's this wire hanging there. So if I'm gonna mount this, I need to find a way to hide this wire because I just don't want wires showing. Okay, so like your typical standard Amazon, Apple, the new packaging style, you've got this one sticker which you pull off and remove. We'll just throw that away. Then you unbox the device. You open it up. Okay, so right off the bat, as you can see, it is the frame itself. And it's got this plastic cover on it. And it's actually a little bit smaller than I had expected, but 15 inches, so I mean, I guess I didn't expect something huge, but this is definitely nice and compact. Okay, so it does look like just a picture frame, which is pretty cool. So let's take off this plastic. So we peel it off from both ends. It's like a simply wrapped gift. Okay, so this is the picture frame itself. This is the way it looks. It's got this blackish brownish frame, and then at the top left corner is the camera itself. And what's cool is you've got that shutter, so you can close the camera. So, you know, in case you want privacy and don't want Amazon watching you or listening to you, this shutter will allow you some privacy. Especially nowadays as people are getting hacked, their cameras are getting hacked. This will allow you to at least close the shutter physically. On the top, it looks like it's got your volume up and down buttons. I think this is the mute button. And then that's about it. I think on the side there are these two pinholes, but I'm not sure what they are for. But what I like is the sharp lines of this. It's not rounded off, which I think is pretty cool and makes it a lot like a television and a lot like a picture frame. On the back, you've got this big dent, which allows you to plug the device in and then manage the cords. And then it's got grooves where you can attach the mount. It's got the 4 screw holes. And this is where you would put the mount itself. It's also got the 4 screws if you want to mount this. Okay, so that's the device. I'm going to put that to the side. Okay, you get a hello welcome booklet. So this is probably just the instructions. Yeah, the usage and installation instructions. And then you get the mount itself. So this is a steel mount you can hook onto the Echo Show itself. You've got your power plug, AC adapter, and then you've got some wall mount screws. You also get a mounting template, which is going to come in handy so you know where you're placing the device when it comes to mounting it on the wall, and then some safety instructions. And I think that's about it. So most of the weight of this box is actually the Echo Show 15 itself. Okay, so I'm going to keep the mount Okay, and the way this mount attaches, I'm gonna just put this on its front. So the way you mount this is that you screw this mount into the wall, and then these hooks project out, each of these 4 hooks. And then you slide the Amazon Show onto the hooks themselves and they lock in place and then hold it in place. So then when it's hanging, it's just hanging like this. Now I know I did say that this was a little bit smaller than I had expected, but at first glance, this is a little bit large to replace my existing Echo Show in the kitchen. I definitely wouldn't stand it up on the counter because it would just look out of place, I think. Especially since my kitchen isn't a huge kitchen. In fact, I think that this year's design is more aligned with mounting this somewhere useful. And I've got the perfect place for it. But before we do the mounting, let's turn this bad boy on and see what it looks like and what it does. So first of all, I'm going to take this power outlet and plug it in. Then I've just happened to got a power outlet on my desk here, and we're going to power this on. It looks like it's in different languages, so getting your device ready, just a minute. So with most Amazon devices these days, it comes already pre-semi-configured with your Amazon account already associated. So setup is typically very easy. So as you can see, it looks like it's a picture frame. So that's pretty cool. It's got a matte looking color, even though the touch screen is glossy. So as you can see, this is already associated with my account and registered to my name because I placed the order using my Amazon account. So just acknowledge. Okay. Verify my time frame and location. Okay, so I'll enter my address. Okay, and I will say that this screen is very responsive when it comes to touch. Okay, so United States. Okay, so like I mentioned, I'm not going to put this device in my kitchen. Instead, I'm probably going to put it between the kitchen and the living room on a wall that I have available where I think it would fit perfectly. So I guess I'm going to call it let's call it the living room. Okay, and we'll just name this Echo Show 15. We'll call it the living. It's a little bit long, but I can change this later. Okay, so we've named the device. We'll just let's show the seasonal photos. Okay, now it's going to run through its update, and we'll give it time.
As I install the updates, this device will restart twice.
So I will say the speaker is clear. I mean, it doesn't have the bass or the level of loudness of the previous Echoes, but then this one's just not made to be a speaker. So the sound is clear, it's booming, it's nice, but it doesn't compare to the Echo Show speakers themselves, which is not bad at all because that's not exactly what I'm using this for. Okay, so we'll just let this update and then we'll come back to it. Okay, so while it's updating, the screen itself on this device is a 15.6-inch 1080p LED touchscreen, which means it can serve as a small monitor or screen or even a TV and show all the relevant information that's important to you. Okay, and now that it's done installing its update, let's let it restart and we'll see what it looks like. So now that it's done installing the updates, we'll go ahead and let it reboot and see what it looks like. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up a profile for myself. Okay, we'll set up my personal voice. Agree.
Say, Alexa, what's the temperature outside?
Alexa, what's the temperature outside?
Say, Alexa, play music.
Alexa, play music.
Say, Alexa, turn off the light.
Alexa, turn off the light.
Say, Alexa, add milk to my shopping list.
Alexa, add milk to my shopping list.
Okay, you're all done. Chris, it's great to put a name to the voice. I've sent information about your voice ID to the Alexa app. And if you'd like to help others get recognized on these devices, remind them to say, "Alexa, learn my voice."
So I do have a number of different Alexa devices in this room, so anytime I say that name, it's going to activate one or the other that's closest to me. So that's a cool new feature for this, is now you can have personalized profile based on your voice and your image itself. So let's go ahead and set up the visual ID. So I have to open the shutter.
To get started, look directly at the screen. Tilt your head up. Look to your right. Tilt your head down. Look to your left.
Okay, so just like when you're setting up an Apple device, you're going to need to tilt your head to different directions so it can capture every aspect of your face. So like I mentioned, this is a new feature that's pretty cool that allows you to customize the view based on your voice and when you step in front of the device itself, so that you're always getting a personalized look at what's important to you. Okay. Okay, so we can enable it to monitor your home. Amazon Sidewalk. So it's using basically Amazon Sidewalk uses your devices as like a router. Okay, we'll just skip that.
This device is ready. Hi there. Welcome to your new Echo Show. I'm excited to show you a few things that you may not have tried yet. Let's get started. I can help you discover new places. Okay, let's move on. Okay,
let's skip past
Okay,
this
let's move-
tutorial.
The last two things I want to show you will help you navigate your device. You can access settings like Do Not Disturb and browse new things to try by swiping down from the top of the screen. And here's where you can find your favorite widgets.
Okay, so just like the previous Echo shows, you can swipe down to pull down some options. And then your widgets you can pull from the right side, so that's what that is. And then I guess you can customize it, but this is what the front looks like. This is the uncustomized and standard version of what you get when you set it up. So I'm just going to go ahead and play around with this a little bit and customize it. So what's cool is that the updated display houses new widgets that are custom for this Echo Show display. And at 1080p, the image quality is pretty nice. So what's nice about the Echo Show 15 is that it's got some nice sharp edges in the design that allows it to blend in so it looks like just a picture frame when it's not in use. At the same time, it's also a useful hub of information and controls for your home. Now in its current configuration, I have not yet set up all the lights or the other devices within the home yet. Now just one thing to note is that this only comes with the frame itself. So one thing to be aware of if you are buying this is that it just comes with the frame itself. Now if you want to place this on your countertop, you'll have to buy the extra stand, which costs roughly about $30. Now for myself, I did not buy the stand, and that's mainly because I'm just going to mount this just like you see here. Now truthfully, when I bought this, I thought the display would be a little bit thinner and not have the backing of a traditional monitor. But I guess we're just not there yet from a technology standpoint for LED screens. So if you do buy this, be aware that this will stick out just a little bit from the wall itself and won't be flush to the wall. Now internally, this device is powered by Amazon's new AZ2 Neural Edge processor. Now this processor is supposed to be better than the previous processors that are running on most of the previous Echo shows. Now on some of those older previous Echo shows, you may have noticed some latency and lag between switching screens. Well, this processor is supposed to fix all that because it's more powerful. Now in addition to that, this new processor enables a new feature called Visual ID. What this new feature does is basically allows the device to recognize you or whoever is looking at the screen. And once it recognizes you, it pulls up a custom view or content specifically for you. The only catch there is you have to enroll to use this feature. And it only works if you don't have the camera visor closed and the camera enabled. Now most of us are concerned with privacy, so most of us usually have the visor closed or the camera turned off. But in order to operate this new feature, you have to have it enabled. Now so far, I do like the widgets and the overall look, and it does make the device so much more useful and informative. Now previously, I just used our Echo Show device in the kitchen to really just turn on and off the lights, play music, and basically tasks like asking for the time or weather, which all required input. And now, this screen is so much more useful, informative, and has customizable information that's useful at a glance. Now I am saying that this thing is great, but there are some issues that I found with this device which are to be expected, since this is essentially a new device. Now the first issue that I found is with the Visual ID feature. It's not as advanced as, let's say, the Apple recognition software for unlocking your phone. What I found is that it only recognizes your face based on how it looks at the time of registration. Now what I mean by that is if I change my appearance, like I take off my glasses or I wear a hat, it won't recognize me. In most, if not all cases, if I don't look exactly as I did when I registered my appearance, this device won't recognize me. Now the second issue that I found is with the processor itself. I will admit though that this Echo Show 15 is more powerful than the previous Echo Shows that I've owned. It definitely does lag a lot less and there's not as much latency, but there's still some latency and a little bit slower response compared to other devices that I do have that are not from Amazon. And it's not just limited to the screen scrolling or the response, but also the response from Alexa herself. I think over time it's just going to get better, and I'd have to say from an automation standpoint, it's probably still the best solution from an ecosystem perspective, with Alexa being the most widely used for home automation. Now the one thing that stands out about this is the screen size on this Echo Show 15 just makes all other devices look small. And when you're asking for information on some things, there's just a lot more screen real estate to display helpful information. For example, if I was to ask Alexa what the weather looks like, it uses the entire screen with a bunch of information that I could use. So on a small screen, this wouldn't get this detailed. At the end of the day, I could see myself mounting this in several places around the house. Now what I also like is that when it's not in use, you can pull down and use this as a picture frame or to display pictures themselves or family photos, art, or anything that's visual that'll blend into the background. But then again, this also brings me to another issue that I didn't mention previously, which is that the face recognition does not work while it's in photo frame mode. So if I was to walk in front of it, it would not pop up my personalized view and widgets. So that in itself is somewhat of a downer itself, but hopefully something that will be addressed later. Now from a screen layout point of view, everything is laid out pretty nice, especially the widgets. However, that's not the case for all screens. So for example, if I was to pull down all the controls for the house, it lays it out in a bar motion. So if I had other devices connected, I'd have to continuously scroll through in order to get to each device. I don't think that fully maximizes the screen, and instead would have preferred a control panel that actually laid out all the buttons to maximize the screen, so I wouldn't have to scroll screen to screen in order to turn devices on or make changes. So in this case, I don't think this was well thought out and could probably use some refinement. Now in the end, this Echo Show 15 retails for about $250 on Amazon. Now is that worth it? Well, for me, I think I'm willing to spend that much just for the screen size alone. The redesign and the interface and the dashboard with widgets is super nice, but for some people this might be a little bit too expensive. At the end of the day, I do think that the Echo Show line of products is headed in the right direction, and this new device is a great start. There are some tweaks and improvements that can definitely make it better, but overall I do like this new Echo Show 15. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please support this channel by smashing that like button and subscribing. Make sure you also ring that bell icon to get notified when I post new content and reviews. Until next time, I'm Chris. I'll see you next time.